Welcome to baseball, beautiful Wrigley Field, the home of the Chicago Cubs. Cubs against the Cardinals today. I'm Jack Brickhouse. Jack Rosenberg has just asked me if I would please briefly recap the first 4,999 games. But Arnie Harris has only given me 30 seconds to do it in, so I'm afraid I'd have to leave a few details out. I hope you'll understand. Let me just say this. It's been rewarding, and it's been fun. Well, God bless him. It's a beautiful day. No matter what happens out here weather-wise, it's a beautiful day. Channel 9 says, welcome to baseball. The Cubs against the Cardinals, important baseball. And they're going to recapture these baseball headlines for you again today, as they've been doing for all these many years now, and will continue to do for years to come, no matter who happens to be occupying this particular seat. Jack Rosenberg, our sports editor, with us. Arnie Harris directing our outstanding crew. Cubs taking the field right now. Let's go with the batting orders. For the Cardinals, Gary Templeton at short, Lou Brock in left, Tony Scott center, Keith Hernandez at first, George Hendrick in right, Terry Kennedy catching the ball game, Ken Reitz at third, Ken Oberkfell at second, the pitcher Silvio Martinez, who's 9-4 for the Cubs. DeJesus at short, Scott Thompson in right, Bill Buckner at first, Dave Kingman in left, Jerry Martin center, Steve Ontiveros at third, Steve Dillard second, Tim Blackwell catching, the pitcher Dennis Lamp, who has won 7 and lost 7. He's 1-0 against the Cardinals this year, 2-1 lifetime. And Martinez has no record against the Cubs this year, 0-1 lifetime against them. Plate umpire, Paul Runge. Dick Stello at first, Bob Engel at second, Dave Pallone is the umpire at third. Cubs taking their positions on the field now on an overcast day. We've already had the national anthem, and it was done in one of the most magnificent fashions you can imagine, with Dick Judson, one of the outstanding musicians in this world, I believe, playing his trumpet. And boy, did they give him a hand. Dave Kingman is in left field. Center fielder, of course, is Jerry Martin again today. In right field is Scott Thompson this afternoon in game 1. At third base, Steve Ontiveros. Shortstop, Ivan DeJesus. That's young Steve Dillard at second. And over at first is Bill Buckner. Pitcher Dennis Lamp. And the catcher, Tim Blackwell. There's Dal Maxville coaching at first. And over at third is Jack Crow. First base umpire Dick Stello. Bob Engel out at second. Dave Pallone at third. Behind the plate is Paul Runge. The leadoff hitter will be Gary Templeton. He'll be followed by Brock, then Scott. The day is overcast, but it's warm. Very warm. A near-capacity house again today, and there's our mayor, Jane Byrne. Governor Thompson will be here today. And also State Representative Billy Marovitz. And they've been kind enough to ask me to stand by for some kind of a ceremony between games. All right. It'll be on Channel 9. Arnie tells me. Rosie tells me. That's a strike. We're underway. White Sox are at Toronto trying to make it win number 2 for Tony La Russa. In the wake of that loss last night. Foul ball. 0-2. Templeton, .325 hitter, 3 for 9 in the series, 5 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Foul ball. That one hit him. But he's okay. 0-2. Now ball. Foul, third base side. That had extra bases on it when it left the bat. Oh, and 2. Another foul ball down the third base side. Still strike 2. High inside. Ball 1, strike 2. Howdy, Herman. That's Joey alongside him. Outside. 2 and 2. Ball 2, strike 2. He got him. So Templeton's out of there to open the ball game. That brings up Lou Brock. Here's Lou. He's 9 hits to reach that 3,000 total. And the way he started out this series, you could almost wonder if he wasn't going to do it while they were in town. He needed 14 when he got here, and he has 5 of them now in this series in 2 games. Ball 1 to Lou. 5 homers, 31 RBIs, batting average .325. Strike. The sinker worked. It's 1 and 1. Ball 1, strike 1. That's a ball. Ball 2, strike 1. There's your bleacher crowd. There's a fly ball to center. Martin's in position. Jerry has it. And that's out number 2, and that will bring up center fielder Tony Scott. Tony is 0 for 4 in this series. .272 batting average for the season. 3 homers, 49 runs batted in. Outside, caught the outside corner. Stop umpiring, Jack. Strike 1. That's a little low. Ball 1, strike 1. Fly ball, right field, base hit. Drops in there. Scott is on base. Keep in mind this fella can fly. He's one of the leaders in stolen bases in the National League. Has himself 30 stolen bases in 41 attempts. Hernandez at bat. So here's Keith, .333 hitter. Low. Ball 1. 3 for 7 in the series. 8 home runs, 71 runs batted in. You know, that torrid National League East pennant chase could swing various ways today. What with all the contenders playing doubleheaders. St. Louis here, Mets at Montreal, Phillies at Pittsburgh. Tony Scott leading off first. Outside. 2 and 0. Cardinals have scored in the first inning of each of the first 2 games. 3 in the first inning yesterday, 1 the day before. Cubs have still managed to win both games. That's a strike. Ball 2, strike 1. Ball 2, strike 1. There he goes. Swing, drive, left center field. Look out for a run to score here. Here he comes. Kroll says keep coming. As Martin has trouble picking up the ball. It's a 2-base hit for Hernandez. And again, the Cardinals jump out in front in the first inning. Here it is. That's the 29th double for Hernandez this year. And now the batter is George Hendrick. They traded a real frontline pitcher to get him when they traded Rasmussen to San Diego. Hendrick is hitting .304, 1 for 4 in the series. Strike 1. 7 home runs for George, 49 runs batted in. Strike 1. Fly ball, center field, dropping kind of fast. Base hit. Here comes another run. So Hendrick lines one out there to center, and Hernandez scores from second, and the Cardinals are out in front by 2. And that brings up the catcher, Terry Kennedy. Well, Bob and Claire Kennedy, who are here at the ball game today, certainly have to watch this fellow's appearance with mixed emotions. After all, Bob is the head man of the Cubs, and Terry is their son playing for the Cardinals. The .275 hitter for the year, 1 homer, 13 runs batted in. That homer he got was a grand slammer. Strike, 1-1. Altogether, Terry has 22 base hits this year in 80 at-bats, 7 doubles, no triples, 1 homer, 13 runs batted in. Ball 2, strike 1. Lines one out there, moving Hendrick to second, and Reitz is now at bat. Well, the last time out, Dennis started against the Mets at New York. He went 5 innings, gave up 8 hits and 3 runs, all earned in that one, and lost the ball game 4-0. Last time he won a game, he beat Cincinnati on July 13th. Pitched 8 2/3 innings and won the ball game 3-1. Mike Rourke, pitching coach out there, apparently has detected some little flaw. Cubs brought a lefty up, Doug Capilla. Sent Donnie Moore down to Wichita. Capilla has 83 innings pitched down there, and he's loosening up right now. 2-1. Ken Reitz the batter. First 2 men up were retired. Since that time, 4 hits. There's a ground ball to DeJesus. Over to Dillard, retiring Kennedy in the side. Just like they did yesterday, they got a string of 4 straight hits. Well, this time it netted 2 runs. 4 hits, no errors, 2 left. So we go to the Cub first. Score of the ball game. Cardinals 2, the Cubs nothing. Leading off for the Cubs will be DeJesus, and out there in left field is Lou Brock now for the Cardinals. Tony Scott in center. George Hendrick is in right. At third is Ken Reitz. That's Gary Templeton at shortstop. Ken Oberkfell at second. Keith Hernandez at first. The pitcher, Silvio Martinez. And the catcher, Terry Kennedy. Cookie Rojas coaching at first. And over at third is our old pal Joey Amalfitano. DeJesus stepping in with 2 for 5 in this series. Cubs down by 2. DeJesus, a .281 hitter, 4 homers, 38 runs batted in. Outfield playing him to the left, fairly deep. It's a muggy day. So far, no rain. Curveball strike one. Phillies failed in the first inning. The Pirates are now at bat. They're playing 2. Strike. 0-2. Strike 3. Good curveball. Took a little off it, and DeJesus strikes out. So both pitchers start out their first inning with a strikeout. At Texas, Cleveland will use Barker, and Texas will use Medich. Texas failed in the first. Cleveland now at bat. That's ball 1. That's a little inside. Ball 2. 2-0. Two and 1. There's Kenny Boyer. Two and 1. Foul ball out of play to the left. Scott Thompson, who's a .348 hitter. Oh for 1 in the series. 1 home run, 19 runs batted in. Great candidate for Rookie of the Year. 2 and 2. High. Ball 3. Strike 2. It's a ball and he's on. Brings up Buckner. Come on, Billy Buck. Martinez has had 18 starts until this one and 3 relief appearances. In 136 innings, he's walked 39, struck out 73. Ball 1. Cubs need a couple. That's a strike. Ball 1, strike 1. Outfield straight away, fairly deep. There's a ground ball, right field, base hit. And there goes Thompson racing to third on a single by Buckner. Well, we've had everything but a score. A strikeout, a walk, and a base hit. Now here's Kingman. Needs one, and this would be a pretty good spot to get it, to catch up with Smith. Well, they've got a new sign up there now. It's Kingman Avenue. Used to be Waveland. But here it's Kingman Avenue. Here's the home run swing yesterday. Oh, what a beauty that was, because it came in the fourth inning, and it was a three-run job that put the game, as it turned out, just about out of reach. Check swing, strike. Strike one. .296 batting average. 88 runs batted in to go with those 37 homers. 2 for 8 in the series. Cardinals leading 2-0. Cubs at first and third, 1 out. High foul out of play. Breaking ball, 0-2. No ball. Strike 2 count. Strike. So Kingman goes down swinging. Strikeout number 2 for Silvio. That brings up Jerry Martin. Jerry's 2 for 5 in the series. Batting average of .292. 13 homers, 54 runs batted in. Got a couple of singles first 2 at-bats yesterday. If he gets one now, the Cubs are on the board. Ball 1. Temperature 71. And what wind there is, it says here, is out of the east at 8. High fly, center field. Tony Scott waits. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left at the end of 1. Cardinals 2, Cubs nothing. Here's the 1979 Cubs team picture. It's 11 by 14, full color and autograph. To get yours, send $1.50, which includes 50 cents postage and handling to Team Picture, Wrigley Field, Chicago, 60613. The Cardinals leadoff hitter in the second will be Oberkfell, the second baseman, number 8 in the batting order. He'll be followed by Martinez, the pitcher, then shortstop Gary Templeton. Score 2-0 St. Louis. That's a strike. Ball 1, strike 1. At the end of 1, Phillies nothing, Pirates nothing at Pittsburgh. Ball 2, strike 1. Ball 3, strike 1. Ball 4. So young Ken Oberkfell draws a walk, and that brings up the pitcher Martinez. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Third baseman playing in close. The bunt is fouled. Strike one. Cardinals 2, Cubs nothing. Martinez is 9-4, as we said earlier. 0-1 lifetime against the Cubs. Has not been a pitcher of record against them this year. Silvio's earned run average is 3.04. There's the bunt. Fair ball this time. Lamp has to go to first. Throw taken by Dillard. The sacrifice puts Oberkfell on second and brings up Templeton. Ball 1. Ground ball bouncing out to Dillard. The play will be at first. And Oberkfell takes third with 2 out now. Brock is the batter. Lou Brock. And a lot of St. Louis fans here, and they're chanting Lou, Lou, Lou. Here's Lou, lined out to center the other time up. Ground ball, deep short. A long throw by DeJesus. He's got his man. And they're out of the inning. No runs. No hits. 1 walk. No errors. 1 left. As we go to the Cub half of number 2, the leadoff hitter will be Ontiveros. He'll be followed by Dillard, then Blackwell. Cardinals 2, Cubs nothing. The ball game is moving now to the Cub half of number 2. Ontiveros will lead off, followed by Dillard, then Blackwell. Steve is hitless in this series in 6 at-bats. Hitting .275, 4 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Cardinals 2, Cubs nothing. Ground ball bouncing out to Oberkfell at second. So it's a routine put out. That'll bring up Dillard. 3 for 7. Batting .300 in Cub uniform right now. 1 home run, 6 RBIs. Of his 9 wins, Martinez has 2 shutouts. Ball 1. Ball 2, strike 1. Fly ball, right center. It is pulled in by Tony Scott. Dillard getting pretty good wood on it. That's 2 out. Brings up Tim Blackwell. Let's isolate the center fielder Scott on this one. Covers the territory. As they say in Music Man, he knows the territory. Here's Tim Blackwell, 2 for 6. Batting average 208. No homers, 7 RBIs. 1 for 3 yesterday, and he was hit by a pitch ball the last time up. Ball 1. Ground ball. Grabbed by first baseman Hernandez. Martinez over in time to take the throw. Cubs are down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left at the end of 2. Score the ball game. Cardinals 2, Cubs nothing. Tony Scott will lead off. 3rd inning. Cardinals 2, Cubs nothing. He'll be followed by Hernandez. And then George Hendrick, as we have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the St. Louis batting order. We're getting quite a number of wires up here and messages of well-wishing and congratulations on number 5,000, and I do appreciate it more than I can say. And I just wish I had time to acknowledge all these, because a lot of them are the kind that really touch your heart, especially if you're kind of a sentimental slob like I am anyway. Tony Scott leading off. Got a base hit the last time up, scored on Hernandez double to nobody's surprise, because when that ball went out there for 2 bases, Mr. Scott, the way he can fly, has got a pretty good shot at scoring. Foul ball, out of play, 1-1. Well, there's a Cub fan with Barney Sterling's picture. Dennis Lamp pitching. The bunt is foul. 1-2. One of the wags in the press box asked me today how many games I've seen the Cubs lose since Channel 9 went on the air in 1948. I kind of ignored that question, Lou. But I will say that in those 31 years, the Cubs have finished 500 or better in 9 seasons. And they're 8 over 500 right now, and the future looks bright. Let's deal with that.
Let's deal with the attendance also.
Right. All those big sellout houses we've had here with television for every one of them. Ball 3, strike 2 to Tony Scott. You ever have an attendance clause in your contract, Lou?
No, sir. I wasn't smart enough. I should have followed Feller around, talked with him.
Now ball bouncing out to Dillard. He has to get rid of it fast. He does. 1 away. That'll bring up Hernandez. Do you believe in clauses like that?
Yes, I do, because if a fella has a tremendous year, such as Feller or DiMaggio, Kingman, he brings the people out to the ballpark, and it's the people in the attendance that pays the salaries. I was a firm believer
Ball 1.
in the late Mr. Wrigley's incentive program. If you do the job for me, then you should be rewarded.
Well, of course, there was a a baseball law which prohibits bonuses during the year and rewards for things, but they can tear up your contract and give you a new one anytime they want to.
That's right.
All right, here's Dillard. He's got to get rid of this one fast, too. Bad throw. Good backup by Blackwell. Otherwise, that one could have gone in the dugout. So that'll be a base hit for Hernandez. Keith Hernandez with his second hit of the afternoon. Having a very good year. He's having the kind of year they keep insisting he was going to have someday.
Yes, true. He's now become that major league outstanding hitter that they had hoped for the past 3 or 4 years. And this ball club comes at you at any time, Jack, which was proven in the first inning after 2 are out. They won't hit the long ball often, but let me tell you, they get a lot of base hits.
Lou, in the Tribune story this morning, which was written about your thinking by Bob Verdi, I was interested in your one remark about this ball club when you said they showed you something. When with Simmons, their leader, out, they still hung in there.
Yes, true.
Ground ball, Dillard over. He'll go to second. He's got it. The relay, no double play. But Hernandez is forced. Hendrick is on base, and that brings up Terry Kennedy.
Dillard showing you some movement. His first to the right and this one to the left, and moving very well.
You know, he's had operations twice.
Yes,
on that arm, that throwing arm. And he said that he doubts if his throwing arm will ever be as strong as it was before it became afflicted. However, he still has enough arm to play that second base pretty good. But he originally was a shortstop, he told me. Strike one on the curve.
His reactions are so quick and movement so quick as the middleman of the double play in getting rid of the baseball will take care of the velocity lacking in his arm.
Terry Kennedy, who singled the last time at bat. That's a ball. 1-1. At the end of 2, the Phillies 2, the Pirates nothing. Orta has homered for the White Sox, his 8th in the first with 1 on at Toronto. So the Sox are out in front. Fly ball, right field. Scott Thompson's there. Hardly had to move for that one. And Kennedy is out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. Let's go now to the Cub half of number 3. Dennis Lamp will lead off. Score: Cardinals 2, the Cubs nothing. Home run by Jackson at Cleveland is 9th in the first with a couple on. At the end of 2, the Phillies 2, the Pirates nothing. Dennis Lamp is going to lead off as we go to the Cub half of number 3. Dennis trying to go ahead of the league today. He's 7-7. He's had a little trouble getting on track lately, hasn't he?
Yes, but he's changed his style of pitching from the first inning. I think Mike Rourke has talked with him. He's going to a lot of let-ups now against those left-handed hitters, which is he's been successful if he can get the ball close to the plate in the strike zone.
Cardinals leading 2-0. Cubs at bat in the 3rd. Two and 0. There's Governor Thompson and his lady. Hey, where's Samantha? She's old enough to come to the ballpark. We got to start working on her, making her a Cub fan.
Well, she's a Cub fan. I think she's in the bleachers with her guardian, waiting for Kingman to hit one.
She's out there with her own generation in the bleachers, huh? 2-1. Strike. 2-2. Very high pop-up. Oberkfeld's there, so the second baseman has that one. That'll bring up DeJesus. Hey, you know, in answer to an inquiry that ties in with the thought we had here anyway, Dave Kingman was born in 1948. That was also the year Channel 9 went on the air. That also was the year that Lou Boudreau managed and shortstopped the Cleveland Indians to the World Championship. And I got a real kick last night out of watching that 30-year romance program on Channel 9 See old Boudreaux here riding down the main drag in Cleveland with Bill Veeck after the Indians won it all.
Well, that's a great thrill, and that is a memory that'll stay with me as long as I live, because, Jack, there was about 300,000 people. And if you've noticed in that film, there was just room enough for the car to get by. They wouldn't even let the cars
there was
get
hardly
by.
room enough for your lapels in this car.
I tell you, it was beautiful.
You were really fashionable in those days, kid.
They had to pour me in that car. We had to pour all our players into their convertibles also after that trip from Boston.
Ball 2, no strikes. Ball 2, strike 1. DeJesus struck out. First time up. Ground ball. Oberkfell has it. The throw. Good play by Ken Oberkfell. Good range by that young fellow.
Yes, the ball was hit well. He got over there quickly. Looked like the ball was going to go through into right field. Let me tell you, the right side of the Cardinal infield, that Hernandez goes a long way from first base, doesn't he? He's made one very fine play already, and yesterday he made a very fine defensive play.
He's always had a reputation as an outstanding glove man. And now, of course, he does it with the bat, too. There's a deep foul fly by Thompson. Kravick for the White Sox, Lemanchek for Toronto. Flanagan for Baltimore, and Tommy John trying for number 15, and Flanagan's trying for number 15. These two pitchers have identical 14-6 records. Strike 1. Ball 1, strike 1. Lemon has a homer, his 12th in the first with one out for the White Sox, so they've hauled out the big lumber in the first inning. Ball 1, strike 2. Cleveland at bat in the second. Cleveland 3, Texas nothing. How about that Cleveland ball club?
Well, they did a turnabout, didn't they, for Garcia? Which is great. And they're drawing a little better now, too.
How do you figure things like that?
Well, I don't know. A change of manager sometimes relaxes a ball club. And that's all I can say, because they're certainly trying.
Ground ball out to Oberkfell again. And it's another second to first put out. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 3, it's still St. Louis 2, the Cubs nothing. As we go to the 4th, it's still the Cardinals 2, the Cubs nothing. We're getting a little drizzle. Reitz will lead off. He'll be followed by Oberkfell, then Martinez. Cubs on the field with Kingman, Martin, Thompson at left, center, and right. Olivares, DeJesus, Dillard, Buckner, the infield third to first. The battery, Lamp and Blackwell. Here's Reitz. Strike on that curve. Strike 1. Kansas City got a run in the first. Detroit is now at bat. I have a feeling that if Kansas City doesn't start moving pretty good, Lou, pretty soon, that'll be a little shakeup down there.
Yes, they were picked by all the experts to be much higher than what they are right now.
Strike. Got him. Got on him with a curve. Brings up the second baseman, Ken Oberkfell, who walked the last time up.
This is a strange game, isn't it? Yesterday, the first 4 Cardinal hitters were safe by base hits, scored 2 runs. Today, the first 2 men were out, followed by 4 straight hits, 2 runs.
Well, I guess if you get those 4 straight hits, whether there's 1 or 2 outs or no outs, I got a feeling you got a chance to score.
True.
0-2. Well, we saw a situation out here one time where I forget whether it was 8 or 9 runs scored in the bottom of the 9th inning after 2 were out. Many years ago, Cincinnati game.
I've had 6 scored against me in my career, and once those baseballs start falling in there, you get a hop, a good hop, you get an air, base on balls, and let me tell you, the runs can come around that plate very quickly, and especially if you've got 1 hitter or 2 hitters with that long ball swing.
Fly ball down the left field side, curving, out of play. Ball 2, strike 2. That's Dave Kingman in left. He may not look like a gazelle or a ballet dancer out there, but he covers the ground.
He's improved as an outfielder from the past, very much so. Plus the fact that he's improved in his throwing tremendously, much more accurate. I think he's working on it. He's concentrating on that part of his game more than any other year.
Ball 2, strike 2. Again, a foul out of play to the left. 1 out. Again, a deep high foul down the left field side. Still ball 2, strike 2 now to Ken Oberkfell, number 8 in Kenny Boyer's batting order. Boyer maintains a kind of a stoic calm, if you want to call it that, when you know that he must be churning inside sometimes. Down ball, Dillard has it. The throw. That's 2 out. I knew a manager named Boudreau, however, who didn't always maintain that calm.
Well, I do now, though. Age has creeped up on me.
Martinez, the pitcher, is up. And that's a strike. And it's coming down pretty good now. The folks who brought the umbrellas were the smart ones today. Strike 2. Ground ball bouncing out near second. And Dillard throws him out. And again, the side is down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Let's go now to the Cub half of number 4. Buckner will lead off. Cubs trailing the Cardinals 2-0. A lot of people smart enough to bring those umbrellas today. Well, let's hope it's only one of those little summer showers that will pass on and not hold up the ball game. Let's pause for station identification. This is the WGN Continental Chicago Cubs Baseball Network.
WGN Television, Chicago.
We're going to the Cub 4th. The Cubs are down by 2, 2-0. Jack Brickhouse along with Lou Boudreau here at Wrigley Field. And the foul on the bunt by Buckner is strike 1. Bill has the only Cub hit. He singled in the first inning.
And he's swinging a hot bat since coming back to Wrigley Field. If he can just stay hot, get on base in front of Kingman, that's what we want.
And he also points out that the Cubs have a lot of games at home now in the month of August, between now and the end of the month. They better make a little hay while the sun shines, huh?
Or even when it rains.
Fly ball, deep to right, way back, say goodbye, back. Hi-hey! Attaboy, Billy Buck. A home run for Buckner.
He's still swinging that hot bat.
So that breaks the ice. And here comes Kingman. That's a little high. The White Sox got 4 in the first inning. They lead 4-0 at Toronto at the end of 1. Ball 1 at 1-1 in Chicago. 2-1 ball game. St. Louis ahead. Check swing. Ball 2, 2-0. It'll be Ellis for the Mets against Grimsley for Montreal. Dive. Well, you see where our old pal Cardinals got a key double in that win over the Montreal Expos for the Mets yesterday.
Yes, indeed. Hitting in the leadoff spot, playing right field.
Ball 2, strike 1. That's a strike. 2-2. Leonard for Kansas City against Petrie for Detroit at Detroit. Pittsburgh got 3 runs in the third at the end of 3. The Pirates 3, Philadelphia 2. 5. Strikeout number 2 for Kingman. Here's Billy Buck's home run. Let's watch this swing. Ooh, waist high. Very inviting pitch, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed. And Buckner didn't let that one get past. He got all of it. But let me tell you, Martinez seems to be bearing down more on Kingman than any other Cub.
Ball 1 now to Jerry Martin. I'd like to see this guy go on a rampage about now.
Yes, he's due.
1-1. At the end of 1, Kansas City 1, Detroit nothing at Detroit. Mets and Montreal no score at the end of 1. High inside. Ball 2, strike 1. Pittsburgh with that shutout by Candelario over the Phillies, while the Mets were handling Montreal, has now moved within a half game of the lead. Ground ball taken by shortstop Gary Templeton. The throw picked out of the dirt.
Oh, what a play.
By Hernandez. Beautiful play.
Great play by Hernandez. Now that's the first time in this series that we've seen that shortstop come up and over. Usually he throws sidearm. Great play by Hernandez.
Only an old shortstop would notice that, Lou.
Well, that's true. An old one would. Because you get in habits as an infielder. You have more confidence with one type of throw than you do with another.
Yeah.
Now you watch his next throw if he gets a ground ball.
That's low. 2-0 now to Ontiveros. Does it make any difference to the first baseman?
No. He keeps his eye on the baseball. Sidearm throws usually sink, though, but not with the velocity that Templeton can get behind that ball. He throws as fast of any shortstop I've seen sidearm.
Ball 3, no strikes. That's a ball. Ontiveros is on. Now here's Dillard. Walk number 2 by Martinez. He has struck out 3. And Steve Dillard is now moving into the batter's box. Cardinals 2, Cubs 1. Still coming down, but it hasn't increased any, that rain, so not interrupting play. One and one. Well, pretty busy weekend for Judge Abraham Lincoln Maravitz. He coached the Bears to a win last night, and he's out here to help Herman with his strategy for 2 ball games today. 1-1. Foul ball.
But his presence is honoring you, my friend, Mr. Brickhouse.
Celebrating his 74th birthday a little ahead of time. 1-2. High foul, out of play. Over to the right. Ground ball up the middle. That is a base hit. Goes through. Oliveras races for third. No play on him as Dillard comes up with a base hit. That'll bring up the catcher, Blackwell. Cubs have that tying run on third base now.
See, the pitcher, after he released that sidearm pitch, fell towards the first base foul line. That ball went right over the pitching rubber.
In 18 starts this year, Martinez has 4 complete games. Well, the odds are against him going all the way. That's Larry Bittner loosening up in the Cub bullpen. Ball 1. Let's check the runners. Oliveras on third, Dillard on first. Little high. Ball 2, 2-0.
If Blackwell gets on, Herman may shoot the works right here in this inning and pinch hit for Lamp, because there's Capillo warming up, the newest Cub.
It's a ball. The pitcher due up next, of course. This fellow walks. It'll give Herman a decision.
I wonder if Thompson is hurting still from that collision with Martin in Philadelphia.
Ball 3. Strike. Ball 3, strike 1.
Because with Bittner warming up, he's either going to play the outfield,
well,
or it might be Martin.
I think he'll pinch hit Bittner for Lamp and then come in with Capilla.
Yes, but I'm putting Bittner in the lineup, Jack.
Yeah.
Because he warmed up, so you see.
Ball 3, strike 1. And that's a strike, says runner. So it's now a full count. Ball 3, strike 2. Last 2 pitches. Seemed like Blackwell was really trying to get on with that walk. Trying to coax that ball 4 out of him. Ball 3, strike 2 now. Drag. Foul ball. So Dillard, who broke for second, has to go back to first. It's AC for California against Zahn at Minnesota in that big series there. Mets at Montreal, no score at the end of 1. Ball 3, strike 2. There's a high fly right field. Oberg fell out, Hendricks in, and it's the second baseman who takes it to retire the side. The Cubs got a run, a leadoff home run by Buckner. 2 hits, no errors, 2 left at the end of 4. Score of the ball game. Cardinals 2, the Cubs 1.
Well, Jack, here's a surprise. Bittner's in left field for Kingman. I don't know whether he became ill or what. We'll have to wait for an announcement.
Well, the fact is that Kingman has struck out twice. And it could be that maybe he's going to rest him for game 2.
Oh, I can't go along with that, Jack. Not with a 1-run deficit. And I wouldn't care if we had 3 or 4 runs against us. You've got to keep Kingman in the lineup if he's healthy.
Yeah.
Well, now, if you recall, Kingman missed a few days due to a sore arm, sore shoulder, or sore elbow. So we may get an announcement very shortly.
He hurt the shoulder going into second base several days ago. Was out for a couple of days now. Maybe I'm crazy, but maybe this kind of weather can cause the shoulder to hurt too.
Absolutely it can.
Myself, I have had for years what we call an old football shoulder. And I can almost tell you 24 hours in advance if it's going to rain.
Well, Kingman's a little younger than you, though, buddy.
What I'm trying to tell you is that
You're right.
the wet, moist weather can sometimes, it seems to me, make it hurt.
There's no doubt about it. I can do the same thing because of my ankles. I can give 6 or 8 hours warning. Lamps pitching. Here's a swing and a foul. The count is ball 2, strike 1 on Templeton, leading off the 5th inning. Cardinals 2, Cubs 1. Bittner has replaced Kingman in left field. Line drive, left center, base hit. Martin cannot catch up with that baseball on that wet turf now. It skipped past him, went to the wall, and it's a double for Templeton, his 22nd double. Watch this ball take off as it hits the wet grass. And normally, Martin could have cut it off, but not with that wet grass. It skipped past him, and the ball has to be thrown out of play. So now, Lou Brock, who's 0 for 2. And this gentleman needs only 9 more hits to reach the 3,000th plateau. Templeton on second, nobody out. Outside. Capilla, the southpaw, starts warming up for the Cubs. Ground ball. Buckner dives, has it, runs up, touches first in time. He slid in the first base to beat the speedster Brock. What a play by Buckner. Watch this. This ball is right near the foul line. Buckner has to dive after this ball. Crosses body with the glove, makes a tremendous play. Now, still thinking, gets up, runs to first, slides ahead of the speedster Brock because, once again, Lamp was a little late. And even if you're on time leaving that mound with Brock running, you can be late. So a great, fantastic play by Buckner, and Templeton advances to third. Not only did he save a run, he saved an extra base hit, or stole an extra base hit from Brock. Here's Scott at bat. Swinging a foul, strike 1. Infield is in. They're on the edge of the grass. They do not want to give the Cardinals another run. There's the infield. They're right in tight. This is a very difficult position for each man in that infield because you are closer to the bat. Your angle is cut down going to the right or to the left. You're hoping that the ball is hit within your reach or maybe 1 or 2 steps to your right or left. Pop foul, so now Lamp is out in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Scott. Cardinals 2, Cubs 1, 5th inning, first game of a doubleheader. High, he wouldn't chase it. 2-2 the count. It is still raining. Outside, ball 3. Hernandez due up next. There's Hernandez protecting his head against the rate. Fouled out of play. The count remains 3-2. Templeton is on third base. 1 out. That's Templeton with his lead. It's an indication as to whether he's going to try to score on a ground ball or not. Ground ball. He is not going to try to score. DeJesus looks him back and throws to Buckner. There was a one-hopper right to DeJesus, playing Scott perfectly. Watch this ground ball. The ball was away from him. A bad pitch, but he tried to reach after it with a count of 3-2 and hits to DeJesus, who looks the runner back and then fires to first for the out. 2 outs.
Hey, Lou, if we need a lefty, I got one in the booth here. Joe Horner.
Well, we could use him, I'll tell you.
I think he's a free agent now. He looks like he's ready.
He's always ready. I know, Joe. Here's Hernandez. Tough hombre at the plate. 2 for 2 thus far. Strike called on the first pitch, so Lamp now has to extend himself and go after Hernandez. This is what a veteran must do, and even a youngster, and Lamp knows it. Sinker outside. He wants to save that run and also save his opportunity of going on in this ball game. He's leading off the 5th inning for the Cubs. Strike call, a good fastball over the outside corner. Caudle has now joined Capilla, warming up in the Cubs bullpen. So the Cubs have a right-hander ready and also a left-hander. That's Hernandez. Tough hitter at the plate. That's Caudle, and Capilla's on the left of your screen, a southpaw.
Saw Donnie Moore as he left last night. He said, I'll be back in 3 weeks.
Yes, he will.
He said, I'm going to get some work.
Swing and a miss on a good fastball that sunk inside. A good sinker. Watch this sinking ball on the inside. Goes right over the inside. Looks like it might be a little slider. And he's over it about 6 inches. So, good pitching by Lamp saves the run. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on base. Cubs come to bat in the 5th inning, trailing by 1. St. Louis 2, Cubs 1. No one has, here comes Dennis Lamp out of the dugout. I was just going to say no one has approached home plate as yet, but Dennis Lamp is going to bat for himself here in the 5th inning, and then it's the top of the Cubs order, DeJesus and Thompson. 2-1, Cardinals over the Cubs, first of 2. Hopefully, this rain will stop. The pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. He has it. Throws it sidearm to first, 1 out. Great ceremonies for good kid Jack Brickhouse between games. And then hopefully the second game. It's standing room only in tribute of Jack today. Standing room only. DeJesus 0 for 2. Cardinals have 2 runs on 6 hits. Cubs 1 run on 3 hits. The 1 run, Buckner's 10th home run of the year, his 50th RBI. Now here's DeJesus. First pitch is high, ball 1. In this rain, the field has become quite slippery. They've put sand at first base, sand on the mound, and sand in the batter's box. Inside, ball 2 to Iman. Swing and a miss as he reached out after that slider. Inside, ball 3. Three and one out, nobody on base. Swing a one-hopper to the left of Templeton. Grabs it, sidearms at the first base in time. Fine play by Templeton because that ball was hit well. Was to his left. Kept his eye on it all the way on a one-hopper. Took this play on the left and then quickly sidearms the throw to Hernandez for the out. 2 outs here in the 5th inning, and here's Thompson. This is not a complete game as yet. Swing and a foul in the upper deck. Cardinals need one more out. Cubs need to score. Right now, in my opinion, there's no chance for them to call it. There's a great shot. There's grandpa and grandson. Isn't that great? Little difference in age, but nevertheless, they both look great. Outside, 1-1. Thompson hitting 2 outs, 5th inning. Outside, ball 2, strike 1 as Thompson looking for that long ball pitch right here to tie up this ball game. Swings, hits a ground ball to first baseman. Hernandez has it, tosses it to the pitcher covering first. And this is complete game right now. And they have 5 complete innings of play. St. Louis Cardinals 2 and the Chicago Cubs 1. Dennis Lamp in the 6th inning will face Hendrick, Kennedy, and Reitz. It was the 1st inning after Templeton struck out and Brock lined deep to Martin that the Cardinals played a little tattoo with base hits. Scott singled, Hernandez doubled on the hit and run, scoring Scott, and then Hendricks singled, scoring Hernandez. Kennedy singled, but he was forced at second by Reitz. Cubs run, a home run by Buckner. First pitch to Hendricks. Strike call. Swing and a tap foul on a let-up, and that's been the success and the change of Lamp since the 1st inning. Blackwell has gone to let-ups and slow curveballs. There's a good fastball, and he strikes out. That let-up will complement the fastball. Because of the timing at the plate, hitters are not ready for that good fastball after seeing a slow curve or a let-up. Here's Terry Kennedy, 1 for 2. Sharing the duties with Simmons today. Swing, ground ball to Buckner. He has it, turns, wheels and throws to Lamp perfectly for the out. Lamp was off of the mound quickly, got to that spot in front of first base, and then just ran down the foul line. Fine toss by Buckner, timing it perfectly, leading his pitcher, you see. He takes the inside of the bag, gives the outside of the bag to the runner so he doesn't get spiked or get involved in a collision where he may drop the ball. 2 quick outs in the 6th inning, and here's Reitz. Strike call. Cardinals 2, Cubs 1. Ground ball to Ontiveros. 3 outs. All right, Cubs need a run, and in the 6th inning, they will send Buckner, Bittner, and Martin. So, with the Cubs coming to bat in the last of the 6th inning, it's Cardinals 2, Cubs 1. Jack Rosenberg called the clubhouse, and the word is that Kingman did get a little nausea and a headache, so he has an upset stomach, and is in the clubhouse now resting, and hopefully will play the second game. Here's Buckner at bat. Leading off the 6th inning, he singled in the 1st and hit his 10th home run of the season in the 4th. Swings, ground ball, second baseman's left. Oberfeld has it, 1 out. Cardinals 2, Cubs 1. We're in the 6th inning. Luzinski has just hit a grand slammer in Pittsburgh, so that gives the Phillies at least 4 runs in the 5th inning, and they're still batting. So it would be 6-3. Philadelphia over Pittsburgh. Bittner, first time at bat, he replaced Kingman when Kingman became ill. He's hitting .292, 2 home runs, 21 RBIs. Strike 2 call. Inside for Luzinski. That was his 5th Grand Slam career home run. 2-2 now on Larry. One out. Nobody on base. Oh, very high over Bittner's head. Full count, 3-2. After having the count of 0-2, the count now runs to 3-2. And in the last 3 innings, we've played in rain. Oh, it tipped his bat. It was going to be ball 4, but the ball just tipped the bat, and it was caught by Kennedy. A tough break for Bittner. Watch this high pitch. Bittner strides, throws his bat over the plate, and tries to hold back, but the ball tipped his bat, and it could have been strike 3. But nevertheless, that's the 4th strikeout for Silvio. Here's Martin at bat, 0 for 2. Ball 1. Cardinals 2, Cubs 1. Pitching duel between Martinez and Dennis Lamb. All 2. Ontiveros 2 up next. Top foul. On that fastball, Martin was a little late. Standing room only here. Crowd could be over 40,000, close to 40,000. Foul back onto the net. 2-2 the count, 2 outs, nobody on base. Cubs trail by 1 run. Cardinals 2 runs, 6 hits. Cubs 1 run, 3 hits. Swing and a foul, and Martin had a good swing at that fastball as Martinez gave him an a la Garber as he sort of wheeled around, hoping that he could make Martin miss the pitch with that off timing of his delivery. There's one. He wheeled around and he threw clear over everybody's head at the plate. And Runge wants to know if the mound is all right. Doesn't trust young Kennedy. And the count now runs to 3-2. There's one hit deep to left field. Could be. Way back. Way back. Brock is there. He has it on the warning track. Martin just missing. It was high, actually too high to carry out of the ballpark. And Brock was there on the warning track to take the fly ball. Cubs go down 1-2-3. At the end of 6, it's still St. Louis 2, Cubs 1.
This ball game is going now to the Cardinal half of number 7. Some of the folks standing up because some of those Cardinal fans have made the trip up here from St. Louis in order to root for their pets. Just like next week when the Cubs are in St. Louis, you'll see a lot of Cub fans down there. Here you go, a 6-run Philadelphia Philly 5th inning. So with Pittsburgh at bat now in the 5th, it's Philadelphia 8, the Pittsburgh Pirates 3. Home run for Smalley, his 20th in the first with 1 on for Minnesota against California. Unser got a home run in that 5th inning, nobody on to account for one of those 6 Philadelphia runs. The ball game here is in the 7th inning. It's still the St. Louis Cardinals 2, the Chicago Cubs 1. Jack Brickhouse back with you once again. And second baseman Ken Oberkfell is going to lead off. He'll be followed by Martinez and then Templeton. The Cubs need a run. Dennis Lamp and Silvio Martinez, the starting pitchers, both still around. Strike 1. That's a check swing strike. 0-2. At the end of 4, the White Sox 4, Toronto nothing at Toronto. Oh, 2. Ground ball, right of second. Backhand stop by Dillard. A weak throw to first because there was no way he could get something on that one from his position. So Oberkfell has himself a base hit. And that brings up Martinez, the pitcher, who will probably try to lay one down. Bittner, Martin, Thompson in left, center, and right. Olivares, DeJesus, Dillard, Buckner, the infield third to first, the battery, Lamp, and Blackwell. First and third baseman running in with the pitch. There's the bunt. It's fair. And Buckner has to go to Dillard covering first. The sacrifice works. Puts a man on second, 1 away, and brings up Templeton. Welcome on our network today to WTVO Rockford, KHQA Quincy, WFFT Fort Wayne, WMBD Peoria, WCIA Champaign, KDUB Dubuque, KCRG Cedar Rapids, WOI Ames Des Moines, and WLFI Lafayette, as well, of course, as our flagship station, WGN Television 9, Chicago. Ground ball to the right of the mound, and this will send the man on second to third with 2 out, and that brings up Brock. So Oberkfell goes to third on the pitcher to first put out, and that brings up the left fielder, Lou Brock. Lou is 0 for 3. He's hit the ball well twice. Matter of fact, the last time, Buckner really took one away from him with a diving stop back of first base right near the line. A tremendous play. Picked himself up in time to beat the very fast Mr. Brock to first base. Lou Brock, who needs 9 hits now is all to join that 3,000 circle. Here's a pickup by Olivares. The throw, and they're out of the inning unhurt. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. So on your feet, everybody. We'll take a 7th inning stretch now. Well, hiya, Noah. That's Noah Shuffman. Guess whose grandson that is, huh? So on your feet, everybody. We'll take a stretch now with the score. The Cardinals 2, the Cubs 1. Well, here's that 1979 Cubs team picture. It's 11 by 14, full color and autographed. To get yours, send $1.50, which includes 50 cents postage and handling, to Team Picture, Wrigley Field, Chicago, 60613. And here they are, the faces of Wrigley Field. We've got them today, although at this point some of them are hidden by umbrellas. 2-1 ball game. Game 1 of the double bill with a special ceremony between games. And now, here's Oliveros leading off. Cubs need a run very badly. Cardinals got 2 in the first inning, and they've made it hold up so far. Ball 1. Buckner hit a homer, but that's it for the Cubs up till now. Ball 2, 2-0. Brock, Scott, Hendrick, and left center and right. Reach, Templeton, Oberkfell, and Hernandez, the infield third to first. The battery, Martinez and Kennedy. Foul ball. Ball 2, strike 1. At the end of 4, Cleveland 6, Texas 2. Those Indians or something, aren't they? Paul Runge is the plate umpire. Dick Stello at first, Bob Engel at second, Dave Pallone at third. High. Ball 3, strike 1. So that's as good as a single. A walk to lead off the inning. Three walks by Martinez. He struck out 4, Kingman twice. 2 of his strikeouts came in the first inning. And Delaunay will run for Oliveros. Dillard is due up. Adam Alfantano gives him a little instruction as Delaunay limbers up a little and gets ready to go to first base. Here comes Dillard. Got a base hit the last time up. There's a bunt. It is caught on the fly. Foul by Hernandez. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt. And Dillard just about broke that bat, pounding it into the ground in frustration. So that leaves it up then to Blackwell. And Blackwell is now walking back to the dugout. Let's see if Henderson picks up the bat here. Yep. Henderson pinch hitting for Blackwell, and of course that means that Foote will catch starting the 8th inning. Ken Henderson, a .294 hitter. As a Cub, he's hitting .324. As a dozen hits, a couple of doubles, 1 home run. Joe Horner is one of the outstanding lefties for a long time, along with the Cardinals and the Phillies. This happens to be in the booth. We'll say hello to him after the Cubs third out. 2-1, St. Louis. Delaunay on first base. Has 6 stolen bases in 7 attempts. Last year at Oakland, he stole 50. So Terry Kennedy, the rookie catcher, has a problem. Foul ball. Strike 1. Cincinnati at bat in the second. Cincinnati 3, San Diego 1. They're playing at Cincinnati. Knight got another homer for the Reds. This time his 7th in the first with 1 on to account for 2 of those 3 Red runs. Strike 1. Ooh, close. Delaunay was taking a real long lead. Minnesota at bat in the 2nd. The Twins 3, California nothing. At the end of 3, the New York Mets 2, Montreal nothing. Come on, Mets. Philadelphia Phillies 8, the Pirates 3, Pittsburgh at bat in the 5th. The end of 2, Milwaukee 1, Boston nothing at Milwaukee. At the end of 3, Kansas City 2, Detroit 1 at Detroit. Close. First baseman is Hernandez. The base runner, Delaunay. Pitcher, Silvio Martinez. Again, close. First base umpire, there's Dick Stello. Coach is Cookie Rojas. Brock, Scott, and Hendrick playing a deep outfield and just about straight away. As I said, Martinez has 4 complete games and 18 starts. So if he's going to start getting tired, he should do it pretty soon. Strike 1. A little wet. Some sand had to be poured around first base, so it's a question of whether, with that drizzle having fallen all rather steadily the last hour or so, it's a question of whether he can get the good jump and also get the good footing for the race to the bag at second if Delaunay does break. Might be taking on quite a bit of weight with that dirt. Strike 1. Still has to go some to get as dirty as Kruko got his uniform yesterday. Again. Brock must be interested in what he's looking at here, watching this young ball player play cat and mouse with a pitcher in a steal situation. Strike 1. Here goes. Swing and a miss. The throw to second. He is out. Delaunay argued briefly with Bob Engel on it. Let's watch it again. Throw by Kennedy. Taken by Templeton. And Miguel Delaunay is out for the 2nd time this year. 0-2. Ball 1, strike 2. That's a ball. Ball 2, strike 2. Cardinals 2, the Cubs 1. High fly. Short right center. And Tony Scott takes this one, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And so at the end of 7, the score of the ball game, Cardinals 2, the Cubs 1. old and dear friend of mine is Joe Horner, who for many years was one of the standout lefties we had in this here now National League. Joe, I know that Del Maxwell and you are pals, and I just want you to know Dubuque is with us today.
Well, thank you, Jack, and congratulations on your 5,000 game. And I know all the people in Dubuque have heard a lot of them games, and I know all the people in Dubuque are watching. They're great Cub fans in Dubuque, Iowa. There for a while, I had some of them converted to Cardinal fans, but since I've departed the scene, I think they're all back to Cub fans again.
What do you think about your alma mater, the Philadelphia Phillies? You think they're going to be able to catch up?
Well, they had a little tough streak there. I see they just scored 6 runs to go ahead of Pittsburgh, but they got a good ball club. But their pitching has really been bothering them. They've had a lot of injuries. Carlton's back. He's pitching today, I think, and doing a good job. If he can come back and do the job he's capable of doing, I think they got a shot at it. But
well, as a guy from their bullpen, and I know that you were a very prominent member of that bullpen, do you think that McGraw and Reed are going to be able to do the job for them?
Well, they haven't so far consistently done the job. You got a guy here that I guess is as good as anybody in the league right now. I've seen the last couple of days. It's amazing to come out there and do the job that he's done. But I tell you, when the way the National League East right now, there's about 5 teams within 7 or 8 games. Somebody's going to get hot and win it. Is about what's going to happen.
The pitching will be the answer down the stretch. It always is, Joe.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. You never win without good pitching. It's just impossible.
Well, Joe, you contributed your share and then some. Lots of good luck to you, pal.
Thank you, Jack.
You look like you're about one expansion club away from a $2 million bonus.
Well, I tell you what, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun, and it's always nice to come here to Chicago.
Very good. Joe Horner. Now we have a new pitcher for the Cubs, Hernandez, and also a new third baseman, Mick Kelleher. And the Cubs are down by 1 as this ball game goes to the 8th inning. And Barry Foote is now catching.
The pitching line on Denver Slam, 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts.
The ball game is in the 8th. Barry Foote will bat 9th. And we'll put the pitcher Hernandez 8th. And Kelleher will bat on Oliveras' spot, no doubt. Score of the ball game is 2-1 St. Louis over the Cubs. Game 1 of the double bill. We're in the 8th inning. Tony Scott is the batter. He'll be followed by Hernandez and then Hendrick. And here's Willie throwing it in there. I like to see this guy's fastball do the job it did the first year he came up, because he's got a lot of other pitches. A little high. Ball 2, strike 2. This is Willie's 39th appearance. He and Suter lead the club in that department, both with 38. There is a smash off Kelleher's glove. That'll be a base hit. Mick Kelleher almost committed highway robbery there. But Tony Scott is on. It's a real shot, a real blue dart. And Mick was able to just get the glove on it, but he couldn't hang on to it. And that'll bring up Hernandez. High outside, ball 1. Ball 1. Hernandez moving him over to second base. That brings up the right fielder Hendrick now. And once again, the Cardinals have a man in scoring position. And once again, then, the Cubs are in a kind of a tough spot because that 2-run lead can be such a vastly big lead compared to a 1-run. More than simply 1 run. The overall strategy involved in something like this in the late innings is tremendous because it almost eliminates the bunt, for example, as an offensive weapon if you're the underdog team at the time. Just about 2 o'clock Central Daylight Savings Time. Let's watch George Hendrick now. The man on second. 1 out. Cardinals have out-hit the Cubs 8-3. Another one of those dry days for the Cubs with the bats up till now. That's the ball. Let's pause for station identification. This is the WGN Continental Chicago Cubs Baseball Network.
WGN Television, Chicago.
Curve is okay, but misses. Ball 2, no strike. Good break on it. Lacey has homered for Pittsburgh in the 4th. 1 on. Ball 2, strike 1. Baltimore has the lead on the Yankees 2-0. The Yankees at bat in the 3rd. Those Baltimores are something, aren't they? 2-1. That's a little low. 3-1. Tidrow and Russell in the bullpen for the Cubs. Ball 3, strike 1. Ground ball taken by Mick Kelleher. Looks his man back to second, throws, and that's out number 2. That brings up the catcher, Terry Kennedy. Four times now in this ball game, the first man up for St. Louis has gotten on base, and the Cubs have managed to keep him from scoring. This is the 4th. Let's see if they can do it. And if they can get Kennedy here, of course, they're out of the jam. Man on second. Curveball strike, strike 1. Sox 4, Toronto 1 at the end of 5. Strike 1. Strike 1. Strike 1. Curve strike. 0-2. Oh, and 2. No ball, strike 2 count. Got him. And once again, the Cubs are out of the jam. Beautiful curve by Hernandez. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We're going out of the Cub half of number 8. To score this ball game, the Cardinals 2, the Cubs 1. The ball game is moving now to the Cub half of number 8, and Barry Foote, who's batting in the 9 spot, is going to lead off. He'll be followed by DeJesus, then Thompson. The Cubs need a lone run to get back in this ball game. One little old run. Well, that's good to see Jeff Lyon, the famous Chicago Tribune columnist, out here today, too. Brock, Scott, Hendrick in left, center, and right. Reed, Templeton, Oberfell, Hernandez, the infield third to first, Battery, Martinez, and Kennedy. So Barry Foote is batting for the first time. .236 hitter. But he's hit that long ball a few times this year. He has 10 home runs, 30 runs batted in. Ball one. Strike, 1-1. Ball one, strike one. Too high. Third baseman Reed's guarding the line against that extra base hit. Joe Morgan has homered for Cincinnati, his seventh, and the third with nobody on. Wow, that really sailed. Ball three, strike one. Three and one. The end of four, it's still the Mets 2, Montreal nothing at Montreal. The Cubs have a base runner. And that brings up the shortstop to Jesus. Well, Barry Foote, who's been operating with a sore heel, is on first base now. Now, whether that heel will hamper him from running, we may find out very soon. Here's to Jesus. Foul ball on the bunt. Strike one. Strike one. Boy, Brock is really flattering to Jesus. First of all, it's a bunt situation, and Brock was playing almost back on the track. Now he's been motioned in a few feet. 1-1. That's Lou. Ball one, strike one. There's the bunt, and again it's a pop-up to the first baseman Hernandez. That's two in a row in that department. Dillard did it. And the crowd is a little tired of that one. And that will bring up Scott Thompson, the right fielder. Scott. He's 0 for 2. Walked the first time up. The Cubs need a run. It's 2-1 St. Louis. Has been since the fourth inning. Ground ball, right field, base hit. Let's see if Foote goes to third. Yep, Joey's waving him over. And so the Cubs have the tying run on third now. And if Buckner can come up with a decent fly ball, this is a brand new ball game. Here it is, a key hit by the young fella who's the Cub candidate for Rookie of the Year. And Barry Foote never did stop. Well, at the end of 6 innings now, it's Philadelphia 8, Pittsburgh 7. The end of 6, the White Sox 4, Toronto 2. Little timeout while the first baseman Hernandez knocks some of the mud out of his cleats. And Kenny Boyer's coming out. lapel. Darrell Knowles is coming in now. Here's a guy who's appeared in 750 baseball games in his career. And there's quite a few of them with the Cubs. Darrell Knowles. He's about 6th on the all-time list in total games appeared in his career. And I hope the Cubs remember, too, that he has one of the better pickoff plays in the game of baseball. We're in the 8th, ladies and gentlemen. So Darrell Knowles, who's pitched in 750 games, tied with Warren Spahn for 7th place on the all-time list. The number 6 on that list is Walter Johnson. One guess. Who among all the pitchers in the history of this game has appeared in the most? I'll give you one tip. He spent a lot of time with the White Sox and with Baltimore. He once no-hit the Yankees, and he threw a knuckleball, the likes of which nobody ever could handle when he was on. That's right, Hoyt Wilhelm. 1,070 games this guy appeared in. So here's Knowles. Bill Buckner registered the only run scored for the Cubs till now when he got a home run in the 4th inning. Here we go. That's a strike. Strike one. There's a look at Darrell from 4 different angles. 2 and 4. Strike one. Berry foot on 3rd. Low and away. Good save by Kennedy. Ball 1, strike 1. The man on first, Scott Thompson. 2-1, St. Louis. 8th inning. There's a line drive, left center, a base hit for Buckner. And here comes Scott Thompson, and Amalfitano says, keep coming. Let's take the lead in this game. And the Cubs are out in front. Bill Buckner doubles to left center, bringing in both Barry Foote and Scott Thompson. And the score now is the Cubs 3, the St. Louis Cardinals 2. Whoo, boy, what a day for that Buckner. Here it is, a knee-high pitch, not a bad pitch at all. Just out of Gary Templeton's reach. Barry Foote could have come across on his hands and knees. And Scott Thompson kept coming from first. And Wrigley Field is alive and well. Thank you very much. Here's Bittner. And once again, there's a look at Kenny Boyer. And there's Herman. Give him a double, 2 runs batted in, no error, even though Scott fumbled the ball a little bit out there. Now here's Bittner, and there's one smashed back to the pitcher. Knowles picks it up and throws. Scott Thompson holds at first. 2 out, and that brings up Jerry Martin as the Cubs try for a little cushion. They're out in front, 3-2 in this ball game. If the Cubs win this ball game by this score, credit the Cub defense with winning it. Because 4 times after the first inning, in the 2nd inning, in the 5th inning, in the 7th inning, and the 8th inning, the first man up for the Cardinals got on base, And in one case, they had a man on second with nobody out, and they still could not score. The Cub defense bore down, tightened up, and prevented the run. Now here's Boyer talking to the umpire. And he may do a little flip-flop here. And in the bullpen for the Cubs, Mr. Suter talking to Mike Rourke. Mark Littell is coming in. And Simmons may catch. Ball game is in the 8th. And facing Jerry Martin will be Littell. Littell will bat in Kennedy's spot, and Simmons will bat in the pitcher's spot as the new battery enters the game for St. Louis. Looking ahead, by the way, to the Cardinal ninth, Reitz, Oberkfell, and Simmons then will be due up in the Cardinal ninth. The new battery, Littell and Simmons. Littell got in the ball game yesterday. Mark pitched the 8th inning yesterday. Pitched to 3 men, gave up 1 base hit. Barry Foote got to him for a single. Now at this point, Littell is 7-3 on the season. He's been in 40 ball games, all in relief. Earned an average 3.04. He's done a real good job for this ball club. They got him from Kansas City. He can throw hard. Now he's going to face Jerry Martin, who's desperate to try to bring Buckner in from second base. Boy, what a day for Buckner up till now, huh? Here we go. Jerry Martin, 0 for 3. Almost sent one out of here the last time up. Brock took it right near the wall. Strike 1. Pirates at bat in the 7th. Philadelphia 8. The Pirates 7. Outfield to the left, and again the left fielder is very deep. Oh and 2. No ball, strike 2 count. That's a strike. Martin went fishing for one. But in the inning, the Chicago Cubs have come up with 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. And now they go to the 9th. Score. The Cubs 3, the Cardinals 2. Here we go now to the 9th inning. Reitz will lead off. Bruce Suter, the pitcher, trying for that 26th save of the year. He got number 25 yesterday. As things stand right now, Bruce has a record of 4-3. This is his 39th appearance. 25 saves, an earned run average of 1.23. If you want to take a look at some real effective, impressive statistics, here's a fellow who's pitched 66 1/3 innings up till now. He's only walked 21 while striking out 73 people, and he's only allowed 34 hits, just about 1 every 2 innings. And he has struck out more men than he has pitched innings. And in that time, he's also earned 25 saves. He's thrown the home run ball a couple of times. But his strikeout to innings pitched ratio and to walk ratio is fantastic. All right, here we go then. Let's see what Reitz does with the split finger fastball. Yesterday, Suter ate him up with it. Strike one. That's a little low. Bittner, Martin, Thompson in left, center, and right. Kelleher, DeJesus, Dillard, Buckner, the infield third to first. Battery, Suter, and Foote. 1-1. There's foul ball. Ball one, strike two as Suter goes ahead of the hitter. Ball one, strike two. Ground ball. Build it up with it. The throw. And that's out number one. That brings up Oberkfell. One out. Oberkfell has a walk, an infield hit, and a ground out to second, so he's 1 for 2. Ken Oberkfell. Bruce Suter with one out, nobody on, and a one-run lead. Sound familiar? Ground ball again. It's bouncing to the second baseman Dillard over to second, and that's out number 2. That leaves it up to Simmons. Well, if I were Kenny Boyer and I had one guy on this ball club that I wanted to come to bat in this spot, he's walking in there right now. He's their leader, and he's the guy who can hit that ball a country mile for him. He had 3 hits and 5 at-bats yesterday. He leads this club in home runs with 19. And yesterday, he was facing Suter with the Cubs owning a 2-run lead, and you were kind of happy to see him only get a single. Here we go. In the dirt, ball one. Ball one. That's a deep foul fly. Ball one, strike one. A little bit on the scary side. 1-1. Cubs only have 5 hits in this ball game. Cardinals have 8. The end of 3. Minnesota 5. California nothing. 1-1. Ground ball. Dillard's up with it. Over to first. The ball game is all over. 3 assists for the kid second baseman. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left, and the Cubs have done it again. Final score, the Cubs 3, the Cardinals 2. I'll be back in a moment with a recap on this thriller.
Bankruptcies and a charitable individual. And as soon as the ceremonies will start, we, of course, will go to the field with Buck Peden.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the home plate.
There is the introduction,
for
and
a
here
very
is
special
Buck Peden.
program. Introducing the director of the program, Mr. Buck Peden of the Cubs.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a few minutes prior to the second game to recognize a historic achievement which took place here at Wrigley Field during the first game. Jack Brickhouse, who has described more baseball action than any other sportscaster in the history of television, added today's contest to a description over the ones he had previously done on radio to give him a tremendous total of 5,000 baseballs described over WGN Continental Airways. Obviously, there are many who would like to have been here to join this group today in recognizing this achievement, but for varying reasons could not be present. As most of you know, the Hall of Fame ceremonies are being conducted at this very moment. Here are several telegrams from that site. From the president of the American League, Lee McPhail, and his assistant, Bob Fischel. Quote, everyone in the American League salutes with your multitude of friends you, Jack, on the occasion of your 5,000th baseball broadcast. What an achievement. Wish we could be with you on this wonderful occasion. Warmest regards. Also, from Chuck Feeney, president of the National League. From those of us in the National League, it is an honor to wish you our kindest regards on this momentous occasion. We are at the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York, inducting former Cub great Hack Wilson and honoring your predecessor and great radio voice, Bob Elson, with the Ford Frick Award. The day would not be complete without this baseball voice you're about to hear, so please listen to the public address system. We must have a technical difficulty in our audience booth. We had a tape recording of Bob Elson saluting and giving his best to Jack on this day. Sorry that we couldn't pull it across. Jack, we're also happy to inform you that your historic accomplishment has been entered into the congressional record in Washington by U.S. Congressman Frank Annunzio. And here's a framed copy for your personal memento. From Daniel T. Picaro, President and Chief Executive Officer of WGN Continental Broadcasting Company, this telegram. Through the years, you have provided millions of baseball fans countless hours of enjoyment, entertainment, and excitement. On the special day of your 5,000th game, all of us at WGN send you our heartiest congratulations and best wishes. From Stanton R. Cook, President, Tribune Company, and publisher of the Chicago Tribune. Your 5,000th game at WGN is a wonderful achievement, and I would like to join the many in sending you congratulations on this richly deserved recognition of a broadcasting milestone. And now, for those that are here today, in person, real and live, I'd like to welcome the Governor of Illinois, the Honorable James Thompson.
Ready? The 11 million people of the state of Illinois we're not ready for the mayor yet. The 11 million people of the state of Illinois thought that next week ought to be Jack Brickhouse week in Illinois, and I've agreed, and that's what this proclamation says. I think you'd rather have a second winner today than a long proclamation reading, so I'm only going to say two things. One, we have the best of everything in Chicago, and the best of the broadcasters is Jack Brickhouse, without any question. And while he's happy to be broadcasting his 5,000th game today, he has another wish, even more important. It's going to come true this year. World Series Cubs broadcast.
Governor Thompson acknowledging Jack Brickhouse, announcing that next week is Jack Brickhouse week in the state of Illinois.
On behalf of the 11 million people of Illinois, it's my pleasure to present you, Jack, with this proclamation, not only testifying to your long years in broadcasting baseball, your part of the sport, which can't be duplicated anywhere, but announcing officially from today on, this is Jack Brickhouse week in the state of Illinois.
Jack accepting the proclamation, shaking hands with the governor. And now the Chicago Mayor, Jane Byrne.
Our Mayor, the Honorable Jane Byrne.
Hi. Thank you. Hi. I, too, on behalf of all Chicagoans, want to celebrate for the city of Chicago, Jack Brickhouse Day. We have the official proclamation also, along with congratulations, and I think everybody here ought to do the one familiar thing. How about a hey, hey for Jack Brickhouse? Hey, hey! They want us to turn it around.
Now, please greet our Illinois representative of this 12th district, William Maravich.
Jack, on behalf of the 81st General Assembly of the state of Illinois, we'd like to present you with this resolution and proclamation congratulating you on your 5,000th game. But more important than that, Jack, with all due respect to this day and all our proclamations, I think the greatest way to celebrate Jack's 5,000th game would be in October from that booth up there for Jack Brickhouse to be broadcasting locally and nationally the 1979 World Series.
And now, a famous voice of WGN and the Cubs, a person well known and respected by all. Please welcome Vince Lloyd.
I just want to take a moment here on behalf of all of us at WGN Continental, both radio and television. Number one, to let you all know publicly how proud we are of this wonderful guy who I've had the pleasure of working with now for something like 30 years. And it was Jack who first brought me here to Chicago, so you can blame him for that. We have an outstanding technical crew. And I'm not going to take the time to name all of them, but you've seen their work on television, you've heard it on radio, and they have to be the greatest in the country. But let me tell you, Jack has often used the phrase that what you see is only the tip of the iceberg, talking about all the guys behind the scenes. Well, let me tell you, he represents about 90% of that iceberg. Without his great repertorial skills, the tremendous enthusiasm that he has, and the love for this game of baseball and the great city of Chicago, we wouldn't have this kind of a day, nor would we have, I'm convinced, the unflagging loyalty and enthusiasm of the greatest baseball fans in the world, you Chicago Cub fans. Now, on behalf of our president at WGN Continental, Dan Picaro, and all of us at WGN, Jack, we want to present to you this commemorative plaque. It highlights today's broadcast achievement. It is engraved in gold-tone metal. There you are. Now, we also have, by the way, these are pictures of various milestones in Jack's career with great figures in the game of baseball, and also a gentleman by the name of Joe Louis, who was not too bad a fighter. And Ernie Banks, Dan Musial, just many of them. Those are just a few. We also have, Jack, something very special from WGN. We feel it's a most appropriate and unique gift. This is an original bat bench and bat chair, handcrafted from bats of famous Cub players. Check this out. They're bats, the bats, for example, of Billy Williams, Stan Hack, Bill Cabaretta, Ernie Banks, yes, and Dave Kingman. Now, the cushions on that bench are real bases. They really are. We want you to enjoy this at your leisure many, many times. Where do we have it? Here it is, over here. Now, also, Jack, there's a very special gift from WGN Continental. We can't unveil it here. It is going to be delivered to your home, and we know that you're going to enjoy it for many, many years. May you have 5,000 more. God bless you.
And now, representing professional baseball at the request of the commissioner, longtime friend of Jack Brickhouse and vice president of the Chicago Cubs, E.R. Salty Sawell.
Jack, all of professional baseball wishes me to present this resolution to you for your many contributions in publicizing the game for over 30 years. Would like to add my personal congratulations, having enjoyed your broadcast for more than 20 years of this since coming to Chicago. Jackson?
And for the final presentation today, the Chief Operating Officer and President of the Chicago Cubs, Mr. William Hagenow, Jr.
On behalf of Mr. Wrigley and all the Cubs, we want to say thanks to Jack, and we want to give him this right here now. Can you raise that up?
You fans, while they're taking pictures, will understand what this is. It not only has a statement on it and giving our appreciation by the Cubs, but it also has the 600, almost 600 players that played in Cub uniforms named, inscribed, etched in metal. It includes a stained glass window replica of Wrigley Field, something that he will cherish, I'm sure, for many, many, many years. Now, I think if on the count of 1, 2, 3, you give us a good hey, hey, we might get Jack to talk. 1, 2, 3, hey, hey!
Well, just before we went on the air today, Jack Rosenberg, our sports editor, said in opening the telecast, make some reference to 4,999 games and that this is number 5,000. And so we made a little joke out of it, and I said, I've been asked to recap 4,999 games in about 30 seconds here. I don't think I can do it without leaving a few things out. But let me say this. It has been rewarding, and it has been fun. And there's no way that I'm going to stand up here and take advantage of this situation to make a long speech, because we've got a ball game left to do here today. But I'm going to say one thing. It's been said before, it'll be said again. The Chicago fans are the best fans in the world. There's never been any doubt about it. And I've noticed, too, and Billy Maravich was nice enough to suggest that maybe we could do a World Series from here in October, and boy, wouldn't that be something, huh? I live for the day. I live for the day when the Cubs and the White Sox play in the World Series. And I have to say that any governor who likes baseball as much as Art does has to be quite a man. And he's got a pretty good stretch. He looks like he'd make a great first baseman if we need him. And as for Madam Mayor Jane, if I can call you Jane, because I've known you a little while, I've got to say this, that any mayor who is smart enough to marry a man from Pekin and Peoria has got to be smart. But Jay McMullen, who was married to our mayor, worked in Peoria when I did. He doesn't want to admit it because he doesn't want to give away his age. But he comes from Pekin and Peoria, and we're delighted to have him in our city, too. Now, I'm going to say one more thing. One more thing. To the Cubs,
you know how I feel about you, and the WGN, they know how I feel, and I don't want to get maudlin up here about that, so I won't. But I know this much. I know that any time we've ever had things like this, I've sat up there in that booth, and I've watched very wonderful ceremonies down here on the field, but it always seemed to me that it wouldn't hurt to do what I'm going to do now. And that is, instead of always facing this way, where they're marvelous, but out there behind me in those bleachers, I see the greatest fans in the world. So with your permission, I would like to turn around and give a low bow to maybe 3 generations of the greatest fans who ever lived.
Jack Brickhouse acknowledging not the fans in the stands or box seats right now, but acknowledging his great fans in the bleachers. He's now going to sit down on a bench that's made of baseball bats autographed by many, many ball players whom Jack really admired. Billy Williams, Ernie Banks, Dave Kingman, Stan Hack, Andy Pafko. He received a replica of Wrigley Field with names of every Cub inscribed on that part of his great furniture that he can hold and put in his home or apartment. We'll be back with the final word right after these messages. Well, we certainly hope that you've enjoyed the Jack Brickhouse ceremonies here between games of today's doubleheader. Governor Thompson and Mayor of Chicago Jane burned several gifts. There are the folks, and I should say Representative Marovitz, also Mr. Hagman of the Cubs, Mr. Saltwell, and Vince Lloyd,